everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Camilla and today I'm introducing you to my June TBR. Alright, so in June I actually am hoping to get maybe 10 books done. I would be really happy with that. In the last few months I've been reading at least 10 books a month, so that would be a good goal. I have a list of a few things I'd really like to check off my TBR, so I'm going to go through those and then kind of through my library holds and to audiobooks that I've downloaded as well on the library app as well mostly. And as I'm filming this on the 2nd of June, I've actually already finished one book and I'm kind of halfway through a couple of other books that I started previously. So we'll include all of them in the list and discuss as well the fact that I'm gonna be taking a writing class this month, so I'll be kind of trying to focus a bit more on writing and a bit less on reading, but hopefully I can balance both. And I do have a week off at the end of the month, as is my birthday and my husband's parents are visiting. So I'm hoping that at that point I can also get some reading done at that point during the holidays and enjoy myself that way. Alright, let's start with the arcs that I have and still have that I would really like to read this month. I will unfortunately be dragging month after month. I'm still dragging Daughters of Night by Laura Shepherd Robinson. I read half of it in April and put it down to read other stuff, and I haven't really touched it since. So hopefully this month, if anything, that's the book that I should finish. And for that reason, I have been picking up literally every other book that I can get my hands on. So yeah, so this month I will come back at the end of this month with my wrap up and say that I finished it, and I will give you a review. I will do this, I promise. Okay. Second that I have is The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. I've started this one. Look at the previous book. I've started this one. I'm about 10-15% through. I'm already loving it. So I'm kind of keen to get into it. It's I kind of meant to read it last month, but I read a couple of other historical fiction, as I will talk about in my wrap up. So I've postponed it as well to June, and hopefully I'll have some time to read it. Another arc that I have is Diving for Pearls by Jamie O'Connell. So this is a book based in the UAE, in Dubai, I think. And I kind of picked it up because it sounded interesting. I picked it up around the time where I was looking at books based in the Arabian Peninsula. It is clearly written by someone who is, I think, Irish. So I don't know how I feel about that. I've heard really good reviews about it and not so good ones where I think it's really confusing because there's loads of characters. So yeah, I will give it a chance. I will read it, and I think it's coming out in a couple days. So I think it's coming out first week of June. I will definitely be late, but I will try to finish it this month. And I'm trying to kind of clear out my arcs on NetGalley. On that note, I've actually found a copy of a really old arc that I never finished called Your Creative Career by Anna Sabino. I think this came out in 2018. So yeah. I realized that I think I was about halfway through, so I have no idea what happened. I clearly left it there. This is around the time I started my current job as a writer, so maybe I was like, I have my creative career. Anyway, I will go back to it and finish it, give it a proper read, and can clear that off my list as well. And there will only be one arc left if I can control myself and not request anything more. There will be only one arc left on my NetGalley shelf, and it is a book that I'm very, very excited about. It's coming out late July, so I will keep that for early July and discuss it in the next TBR. Next, we're going to go into my physical shelf, I guess, my physical books. I did mean, when I made this list the first time, I thought, okay, this month I'm focusing on reading books from my physical TBR because I have so many, as you've maybe seen if you saw my bookshelf tour. I have so many books, many of which I have not read, therefore I want to read more. Only 3 of them kind of found themselves on my TBR for June, but I'm hoping I will manage all 3. Sometimes I get a bit lazy, or it's late in the evening or at night, my husband's sleeping and I'm just like, oh, I'll shut the light, so I'll just read this online, this ebook, or listen to this audiobook. So I get a bit lazy with reading physical books, but they're my favorite. So I really should be giving them the proper space that they deserve. So the first one is Raven Black by Cleeves. I've discussed this one before. I think I've discussed it mostly in my book haul. So I bought this secondhand. You can see it's a bit of a ragged copy. I'm about 100 pages in already, and it is a page turner, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to just kind of quickly finish it. Maybe give it to my in-laws, they're Scottish, at the end of the month when they visit. That could be nice because they may enjoy it. Next is Kim Chi-young, born in 1982 by Nam-Joo. Again, you'll have heard about this one in my year of translation video. So June is in Korea, and I bought this one about, God, I think it's January or February I bought this one. So I'm very excited. It is a quick read, so I'm hoping it'll be like, you know, one sit down and I can finish it. Even if it's during my holidays at the end of the month, I will be reading it, and I've heard such good things about it. Then the last one is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Vuong. I have started this one like 10 pages, and it was gripping, but also it felt very touching and very kind of a bit heavy, I guess I want to say. And I think the time that I literally picked this up was around the time where I've, you know, mentioned I had family bereavement earlier this year. So I put it down, but I really want to read it. And also with some other women on a kind of a book club, we've discussed kind of reading this one next. So I'll try to get ahead of the curve and read it this month. Now let's discuss audiobooks. So I've kind of discovered audiobooks in the last kind of 6 months, especially through my library app, because there's so many and it's fabulous. And I think it's really nice to have maybe like one a week or something like that, because I can kind of listen to them, you know, as I'm cooking or cleaning. I took a bunch of photos yesterday, and I know I spent like an hour listening to an audiobook. So it's kind of easy to get done, especially if they're kind of more light reading. So I've been listening to all the Jane Austen on that, and it's been nice to also have maybe some crime fiction, even though I feel like sometimes I miss some clues. The general plot line is usually kind of easy enough to follow. So yeah, so I've already finished Persuasion by Jane Austen. I meant to do that in May, but I ended up kind of listening to the whole thing over the first 2 days of June. So already finished that, so I guess it's on my TBR for June, but you know, already checked. I also started, I'm about halfway through Weather by Jenny Offill. It's really short, so yeah, again, I'll probably finish it like tomorrow or by the end of this week. And then I kind of downloaded a few extra audiobooks. I emptied my shelf on the library app, so I thought these books are available, may as well download them. They'll kind of be a bit like my audiobook TBR for the month, and I'm kind of hoping I'll be able to get through all of them. So I have The Betrayals by Bridget Collins, The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and The Family Upstairs by Jewell. I don't know that much about any of them. I just know they're kind of been very, I think, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like they're all British novels. I've heard a lot about them. That's why they're on the app as well, because it's usually more kind of biblical fiction. I have listened to an audiobook by Lucy Foley last year, and I heard that her style is very similar, so you know, maybe I'll enjoy it. I think The Guest List is actually her first one, so I will I think I will enjoy it because I did enjoy the first one. And the other two, I think The Betrayal is like based in a school. I'm not sure. It sounded kind of cool. They had a couple of different Bridget Collins. I decided to start with this one. We shall see what I think, and we shall see if I kind of like this genre. And The Family Upstairs, I know literally nothing about. I'm just hoping I will enjoy it. And then I do have 2 library holds that I want to mention just because I don't know when they'll come. So there's Blonde Roots by Bernadine Evaristo, and then there's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. So both of them are kind of, will be available between 2 to 6 weeks. So it could be this month, could be July. I'll kind of add them to my TBR for now, but if they don't come or if they come at the end of the month, they may kind of move on to the July pile, but I did want to mention them, and I'm very excited for both of them as well. All right, so I think this was like 14 or 15 books. Okay, so it's more than the 10 that I'm hoping to read, but I've kind of seen the TBRs as wish lists. So this is what I'm hoping to get done. We shall see. It's not that important, right? It's just reading books and it's fun. So, you know, hopefully I can get 10. I have holidays coming up, so it'll be good. I'm already actually looking for the TBR for July because I will be on holidays for like 3 of those weeks of July, I think. So I'm looking forward to hopefully going to cottage with, you know, my husband, and I think we've rented places without Wi-Fi, so it'll be, you know, books galore. So I'm really excited for that, and I'm already planning what I will be packing with me. All right, thank you so much for watching. This was a short and sweet video, just a quick TBR, a quick kind of update what my plans are for the month. Please leave a comment below if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned, or if you're maybe interested. I know I've not talked much about them, but you know, maybe from the title or from like the image, the cover, you'll have, you know, been intrigued by them. So let me know. I always enjoy reading the comments and answering, and or just say hi, you know, if you're new to the channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and hey, see you back. Bye.